What's up guys, Eric here, back with another Toy Crazy review. This time I'm going to be reviewing this Marvel Select Wolverine figure by Diamond Select Toys. So this is the newest figure in the Diamond Select's Marvel Select line, and it's actually a pretty awesome figure. And something different that I don't think Diamond Select's really done before, and it has a ton of accessories with it. There's no base or anything, but it makes up for that with all the accessories that it comes with. So, but before we get to the accessories, let's get into this figure. And a couple of small problems that I have with the figure. And I guess they're not even really problems, they're just kind of gripes that people would have in general about the figure. And the one, as you can see here, he's really thin. I kind of feel like maybe some people are going to have a problem with the fact that he's so thin. Like his arms are tiny, his waist is really small. But people need to understand that this is based off the Hugh Jackman portrayal of Wolverine from the Wolverine movie. And obviously he's going to be taller and he's going to be thinner, and it has a really great likeness to Hugh Jackman. Even with the veins in the shoulders up here and everything, I mean, like what he has in the movie. It's just, he's just a ripped, lean Wolverine. The other small problem I have is the hands. He comes with a bunch of different sets of hands, but the hands are a very, very thin, kind of hollow plastic almost. And I feel like the more you try to use them, the more you try to play around with them and pop them out, and they might end up breaking, and especially the claws. I mean, you can kind of hear that. These claws are very thin plastic that it's very stiff too. They wanted to get, I like how they did that, so that way they don't bend and they don't have to be put together like the Marvel Universe figures do. But they're very fragile, so you really want to be careful with that when you're posing this figure, or even when you're popping off the hands, because if you pop them off too much, you might grab it at the wrong spot. Like even this finger, it's the same thing. You grab this finger and pull it a bunch of times, that finger's gonna break off. So just be careful with the hands and the claws with this figure, because you don't want to be breaking it, because, you know, 25 bucks is a pretty good amount of money for a figure like this, and you don't want to get it broken right away. So just be careful. So the head's on a ball joint, so obviously it goes up and down, goes all the way around. I'm not going to do it right now, but it goes all the way around, kind of pivots side to side a little bit. And he looks down that far, looks up that far, not too much, but still not bad. It's got ball jointed shoulders here, there, bicep swivel, single joints at the elbows, his wrists swivel, and he's got the hinges on the wrists, which is good, because that'll actually make some good posing with the sword here. You can actually get two hands in the sword, and that's really cool. We'll talk more about that later. He also has the diaphragm joint right here. It goes up and down a little bit. Not too much, but not too bad either. Kind of like on a ball joint there, so you can go all the way around. No waist. Kind of sucks, but not too bad. He's got these hinges like all the other Marvel Select figures have. Not really sure what you call them, but and this is another one you got to kind of make sure, like if anyone has the Marvel Select Hulk from the Avengers line, you know that when you do this, all of a sudden this started getting loose. It's not doing it too much on the Wolverine figure, but eventually I feel like it might. But his legs go out pretty far. He does have the thigh cuts right there. Mine's a little stiff, so you can do that. Double joints at the knees. He's got the boot cut right there. His ankles go pretty far down, actually. Go back pretty far up. And he's got the ankle pivot, which, you know, is pretty freaking epic when it comes to a Diamond Select figure, or a Marvel Select. Because they usually don't have that, but I'm really glad that they're just getting into it. Like, I know the Colossus has it, I believe the Ultron has it, and it's just, it's pretty awesome that Diamond is actually, like, you know, getting into what the fans really want, and the fans say, hey, we need this and we need that, and they actually go ahead and do it and make it better. And what I love best about it is the fact that they're not giving up the detail, the paint. They're not giving up any of that kind of stuff to get more articulation, which is freaking awesome. So first, let's take a look at this face. This is one of 3 different faces. We'll take a look at the other ones as well. But this is his screaming face, as you can see. A good likeness to Hugh Jackman. And the paint's really good on it as well. You can see even the wrinkles in his eyes, and the eyebrows do the same thing that Hugh Jackman's eyebrows really do, which is really cool. I mean, this is just a fantastic likeness to it, and the paint applications on this are as well. The skin tone, just, it looks really cool. There's really no paint application on the hair, it's just a straight, actually there's a little bit, it's black and there's a little bit of a brown brush in there, dry brush in there. So that's really cool. You can't really see it on camera, but it's in there. see the chest. He's got some hairs going on in his chest. Like I said before, the veins on the shoulders there. It's really cool. The veins in his arms. Just this, like I said, the skin tone, dude. Look at that skin. The skin tone's incredible. It's a bunch of different like washes in there. So you get there's like a light tan, a darker tan. This just pops out. All the muscles and everything on this pop out. I love the way they did the hair on the chest and everything. There's a little bit on the abs there. The veins in the arms. He's got the hair on the forearms as well. All the detail in there. Even on the hands, he's got the veins going on in the hands there. This one too. And let's take a look at that back. I thought that back looked incredible. That looks awesome. The detail, just the detail on the paint with this figure. It's crazy. The pants are kind of dirty. I believe this is kind of taking place like when he was in the prison camp at the beginning of the movie. But the pants look great. Ton of detail. Ton of paint applications on there to make them look all dirty and weathered. Same with the boots. Treads on the bottom, peg holes in the feet. I mean, this thing is awesome. Another problem some people might have is the hands kind of have a little bit of paint on them from the claws, and you get to see the plastic in between the fingers. It's a lot of like plastic right in there in between the fingers. But luckily, you can only see it on one side. You can only see it on the inside of the hand. You don't really notice it as much on the outside, so that's really cool. And then the bone claws. I mean, those are freaking awesome too. And I love how he has like different positioning with this bone clawed hand. It's not just another fisted hand. So there's the figure, guys. Alright, so now we're going to take a look at the rest of the accessories. Here's one of the other heads we were talking about. It's kind of an angry head, but still a great likeness to Hugh Jackman. I love the way they do the eyebrows, because that's the way his eyebrows just naturally go. One is always up higher than the other one, so this is crazy. That's just... I just think this is insane. This is freaking awesome. You have the original head, where it's just kind of a scowl on his face. Like, he's just kind of like, what the hell, man, this is bullshit. Kind of pissed off right now. So it's kind of like, you know, he just kind of goes crazy, and he just gets angrier and angrier with his faces. Angry, angrier, angriest. You've already seen the opened hand bone claw hand. Here's a closed fist bone clawed hand, and that looks really good as well. Again though, plastic. Be careful. These will break if you're not careful. But that looks great. You can see the hinge joint right there. Really cool. Really cool. He also has, of course, his two adamantium claws. These are both fisted, so it's pretty much the same thing. Again with the plastic, be careful with it. But these are really cool as well. The hinges on there and everything. I love the way they're doing the claws with these figures. He also has two of these hands. Non-clawed hands, which is really cool for a Wolverine figure, because a lot of people have to end up cutting off the claws to make non-clawed hands. But he actually comes with them. And they have this hole, which is in a specific shape for the sword. So, if you see the sword is in his hand right here, it around, but you can get both hands in the sword. And he gets to be an angry, crazy, screaming dude with the sword in his hand. And that's really cool. I really like the fact that he has the two non-clawed hands, and that you can just fit the sword right in there, and it holds it really well. That's awesome. Now, speaking of the sword, let's check that out, because this thing is really cool as well. Zoom in here a little bit. See the detail in the handle of the sword. Got the gold paint going across in the middle. You got the gold paint up top right here. And the blade itself is really cool. But the blade, this is a softer plastic here. This is a harder plastic down here. But it's a really nice blade. No bending when you take it out of the package. Perfectly straight. It's pretty freaking awesome, guys. Alright, so that's it for this figure review. Hope you enjoyed it. I definitely recommend picking up this figure. Check out bkbn.net for all your news, reviews, and more. And I will catch you guys next time.